Hi everyone, it's Jennifer from Fiberflux. In this video, I will show you how to crochet the Sugar Violet Skinny Scarf. This is a pretty scarf that you could wear year-round. You could wear it in the cooler weather as an accessory scarf, or in the warmer months if you just need a little something. And this scarf measures about 3 inches wide and about 72 inches long. And for this project, you're going to need a 5.5 millimeter eye crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a tapestry needle for your finish work. And for the yarn that I used something called Red Heart Gumdrop, and I used 1 skein of that, and this is what I had left over. However, you can make your scarf longer if you want to use the full ball of yarn, or you could save a little bit of yarn to put a little flower on it or something like that. But this is the Red Heart Gumdrop, and this particular colorway is called Grape. So let's get started. We can move our scarf out of the way. And if you look at the stitch, oops, it's upside down there. Okay, if you look at the stitch, it's kind of like boxes, and then there's these decorative holes in between. So to begin, we're just going to take our yarn and our hook. We're going to put a slip knot on our hook. To make a slip knot, wrap the yarn around your fingers and make a loop. Then bring the yarn behind the loop, reach in with your hook, and bring up a loop. Tighten it onto your hook. We have a starting chain of 14. To make a chain, wrap yarn around hook and bring it through the loop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I also wanted to mention that this is a variegated yarn. It has different shades of purple, pink, and blue, and you can already see that in our starting chain. To work the foundation row, we're going to make a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. This loop here does not count, so we're going to count 1, 2. So in this chain here, we're going to insert our hook, bring up a loop, wrap yarn around hook, and bring it through both loops. Single crochet. Next, we'll chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we'll come back down here and skip 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. So in that chain after that, we'll work another single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. In the chain after that, we'll work another single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. So in that very last chain there, we're going to work a single crochet again, and our foundation row is complete. So if you look at your foundation row, you should have 3 large loops, just like that. So let's move on to row 1. To work row 1, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. So we're going to be working 3 double crochets and a chain 1 into this space, this large space here. This is also referred to as the chain 3 space because it was made by working 3 chains in the previous row. So we're going to work 3 double crochets. To work a double crochet, wrap yarn around hook, insert it into this space here, bring up a loop, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops. That's the double crochet. We're going to work 2 more for a total of 3. That's 2 and 3. So it'll look something like this. Next, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do the same thing. Work 3 double crochets in this next space and chain 1. So 1, Oops, my yarn split a little. Let's try that again. So that's 1 double crochet and 2 and 3, and then a chain 1. So it'll look kind of like that. Next we're going to do the same thing. 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, and then when we finished the previous row, we worked a single crochet. So we're going to work a double crochet in that turning chain space. And it's a little snug, but you can kind of feel for it with your hands. So work a double crochet into that turning chain. Okay, so row 1 will look kind of like this. Okay, let's move on to row 2. To work row 2, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and then in this first space right here, we're going to work a single crochet. This is in between the turning chain from the previous row and this first little group of double crochets. So in this little space here, we'll work a single crochet, just like that. Then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to go on to the next space. We're going to skip this cluster of, the set of 3 double crochets, and then in the space in between these little squares, we'll work a single crochet. Just like that. So then we'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then find the next little space in between these groups here. This is also referred to in the written pattern found on the Fiberflux blog as the chain 1 space, because this space was formed by working a chain 1 in the previous row. So we'll work a single crochet, and then we'll chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then in that last space, the turning chain space, we'll work another single crochet. So row 2 is complete. So it'll look kind of like that. Next, to finish your scarf, we can move our little swatch aside. To finish your scarf, you're just going to repeat rows 1 and 2 until you get to the desired length. I worked mine until it was about 72 inches long, and I had a little bit of yarn left just to show you in this video. I saved a little bit to demonstrate. But you can keep going until there's not a whole lot of yarn here left. You can keep going and make yours longer if you like, or if you like something a little bit shorter, you can do that as well. When you're finished, obviously yours will be longer than this, but when you're finished, you can trim and fasten off your scarf. Just tighten that. And then you can take a tapestry needle or a yarn needle, whatever you call it, and just thread it, and then you'll just weave in the ends. And I like to come in one direction and then go back in the other direction just to make sure everything is nice and secure. And then what you can do is give it a tug and then trim it. And that tug, when you straighten everything out, will allow that end to just disappear. And you'll have 2 ends, so you'll want to do the same for the other end. Just thread your needle and then just weave it in and out, in and out. And then come into the other direction here. And then take your scissors and do the same thing we did for the other tail. Just trim that off, give it a little tug, straighten everything out. So our sugar violet skinny scarf is complete. So you can, again, you can just keep going as long as you want. So thanks so much for watching this video, and be sure and click the red subscribe button to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again!